What ABC Recycling does, I'd say we're above ground miners. We take material that is other people's waste that would end up in a landfill, and we take those products, we process them and send them off to different foundries and mills to be melted down and to be made into new products. We help to clean up the environment without impacting the environment. We're not digging in the ground, we're above ground. We're cleaning up the landfills, your fridges, the cars. We're cleaning up industrial sites, taking demolition waste and returning everything into a product. I didn't think there was any alternative to going into a career in our family business. It's like, to me, I was born into it. My grandparents came over in the early 1900s. My great-grandfather started in the business with horse and carriage. He started with my grandfather, who went around with him, and then eventually my dad and my uncle and my aunt came into the business. One of the earliest memories I have is at a very young age, maybe 4, 5, 6, my dad used to take me around every Saturday. We would go to our facility, and then we would go check out what the competition's doing, see if we could get any ideas, and we would go for lunch. So a typical day for me would be to arrive at work at 5 o'clock, go through all my paperwork early, then start dealing with whatever issues we have for the day or working with different managers or employees. When I used to, at a young age, go around with my grandfather on jobs when I was 12 years old, 13 years old, 14. And one thing that stuck out about my grandfather, he was very careful when he bought material, when he dealt with somebody, because he always told me, when you give somebody your word, when you shake their hand, you never go back on it.
He's such a trustworthy guy, and he has such a calm demeanor that people just, he says something and they believe him, and they know that his word is good, and that reflects on our company, and that's part of the reason we're so successful.
Everything that we do in our business, we look at the long-term impact. We don't do anything short-term. You might be able to make more money short-term by doing different things, but we will not take shortcuts. We will not jeopardize the integrity of what we're putting in place, our family values, our business values.
He decided he was going to come into business, but he said, I want to take a management course at BCIT. And when he came to work with us, he came with a whole list of conditions. And I had to agree to them all, which I did, because they were very good points. And I said, okay, Dave, I agree. We'll do all these things, which we did. And he took our business to another level, and we've been growing and growing and growing, and he's doing a very, very good job for us.
10 years ago, there was only 2 locations. Now we have 6, 3 locations and 3 partnerships. He's taken this company leaps and bounds in years ahead under his direction. He's done a great job in leading.
Everything we do, we look at win-win situations for our partners, our associates, our customers. Everybody keeps growing. We keep giving back to the communities around us.
Community involvement is important to Dave because he grew up very close to his grandparents, to Daniel and Molly. And they were raised with, in Jewish religion, it's called tzedakah, which means giving back, charity, giving back to the community. And that's how Dave was raised.
They're very humble. They weren't flashy. They had their house, they had the business, they had a good family. They felt, what else do you need? And I was brought up in that environment.
ABC has an incredible reputation. They're a long-time business. They're a family business. They're very involved with the community. David, his whole family, their whole business is very community-minded. I think they've been the employer of record for United Way for a number of years in a row. When we first met David, he told us this incredible story of his family, where where he donated a kidney to his wife Verna about 10 years ago. And, you know, I still get goosebumps when I think about this, sort of a marriage made in heaven.
I was ecstatic that I was a match for my wife and that I was able to do something, because up till then I did feel helpless. I didn't know what to do.
Well, I remember a friend asking us, what did you guys do the day before the kidney transplant? And I think everybody thought we were gonna do this something huge, something grand to mark this occasion, and we were like, we grouted the bathroom tile because we knew that we wouldn't be using the bathroom, we'd be in the hospital. I don't know, I guess we were so matter of fact about it, it kind of throws people off.
Well, we do a family retreat every year, which is the extended family of all the family members in the business. And last year we went to Soyuz, and we're deciding to do that again. There's 22 of us, and we'll all be running around, and we just have a blast doing stuff. I think an adventure is just doing something with the kids that I wouldn't normally do.
Dave and I like to go for walks. When we have date night, we go walk the seawall quite often. And then because we don't have the kids with us, we eat really spicy food afterwards because the kids aren't into that. We have actually, which we're trying to cut down, is eat ice cream on date night. We don't let the kids have junk food, but when we're on date nights, like that Marble Slab ice cream on Denman, it's like, oh yeah, we'll have Kit Kat and marshmallows and chocolate chips. Chocolate and ice cream is Dave's weaknesses. I always joked around, I never used to like a chocolate and ice cream all that much until I got Dave's kidney. So I'm gonna blame him on that one. Because it's a long walk, there is a lot of hockey talk too.
Yeah, I always lived and died whatever was going on with the Canucks. I think, you know, what appeals to me is sometimes it's not even just the game, it's putting the team together and then watching the coach and the general manager getting the best out of everybody that they have, and then what it takes to win everything, to get all the way. I don't watch any other sports except hockey, that's my one indulgence. It means a lot to me to continue the legacy that my great-grandfather, and especially my grandparents, started, to know that they would be proud of how we're carrying ourselves and how we're building the business, and we're doing it with integrity and sticking to the values that they put in. You know, I think about that a lot, that, you know, would my grandparents be happy and proud? And yes, I believe they'd be very proud of what we're doing.